Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your host, Jay, and you're watching From Inside Out. Thank you guys so much for joining another episode here in our studios from Inside Out. I'm your host, Jay. And as you guys can see at the title description of this video, we are doing our 100th celebration or 100th video celebration right here on our channel. And I'm glad you're all here to celebrate with us. But also on the phone, or I should say on the hot phone, we have the owner and founder from Inside Out to celebrate with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jay Lee to the show. Welcome to the show, Jay Lee. How you doing?
We're doing wonderful over here. We're so excited to be here, and thank you so much for putting this show together today. We are celebrating our 100th show. It's definitely a remarkable occasion, and it's definitely a historical event for our show. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, and thank you again, Jay Lee, for putting this together and making this whole thing come true. And what an amazing update I have for you to let you know what's going on with our channel, what's going on with everything. So we have amazing growth, and I don't know if you heard the news or not, but we are now fully monetized. Yay!
Yay, that is amazing. I'm so excited.
So, and we got big things coming down the road, as you probably already know in some circumstances. Our good friend and producer, Rita, is kicking ass. What's your take on that?
Yeah. This is amazing. We hired our first producer for the show. We are doing big things because she's been amazing. She's been putting a wonderful show together for us, and all thanks and credit go to her. So thank you so much, Rita.
Yeah, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 100th episode from Inside Out is due to the fact that we are now, with this video, uploading this video and making the 100th video on our channel. But besides that, I also understand, Jay Lee, that you have, what is the number now when it comes to your Imagine That segment? I think this is like, what, the 4th or 5th one now, or the 2nd one? I can't remember. Where are we at on your episodes on Imagine That?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is number 3. I believe this will be the 3rd edition. So, yeah, definitely interested in the responses on this particular story today. It's definitely a very moving and uplifting story for sure.
Okay, cool. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have a news event, and I'm pretty sure you heard about this too, Jay Lee. We had an individual that just got released from a prison in Washington State, where you're currently at a prison called Airway Heights Correctional Facility. I believe I said that correctly. And he got released due to the system and whatnot proving that he was actually innocent of his crime. Your take on that real quick.
Wow.
Yeah, your take on that.
Well, it's a damn shame, Jay, because it just goes to show you that that's still happening, and our system's so broken we can't trust it anymore. And too many people are being exonerated and come to find out they didn't do what they were accused of. Yeah,
absolutely. And so basically we got more proof in the pudding that kind of preludes into my video I did when I did the wrongful conviction video. So it just goes to show you that wrongful convictions happen and people are getting, slowly but surely getting released due to evidence and whatnot. That's awesome. I am so happy for him and his family.
Yeah, I am too. We definitely are celebrating with him for sure today, and definitely want to kind of highlight what that is all about and let people know what happened. Just another way of showing how the system is just broken.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to get into that and plus so much more, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of news and updates to tell you during this broadcast, and I hope you enjoy it. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off now with Jay Lee's Imagine That.
you are makes a difference. A teacher in New York decided to honor each of her seniors in high school by telling them the difference they each made. Using a process developed by Elise Bridges of Del Mar, California, she called each student to the front of the class, one at a time. First, she told them how the student made a difference to her and the class. Then, she presented each of them with a blue ribbon imprinted with gold letters which read, in quotes, "Who I am makes a difference," end quote. Afterwards, the teacher decided to do a class project to see what kind of impact recognition would have on a community. She gave each of her students 3 more ribbons and instructed them to go out and spread this acknowledgement ceremony with those they come in contact with. Then they would follow up on the results, see who honored whom, and report back to the class in about a week. One of the boys in the class went to a junior executive in a nearby company and honored him for helping him with his career planning. He gave him a blue ribbon and put it on his shirt. Then he gave him 2 extra ribbons and said, "We're doing a class project on recognition, and we'd like you to go out and find somebody to honor, give them a blue ribbon, and give them the extra blue ribbon so they can acknowledge a third person to keep this acknowledgement ceremony going. Then please report back to me and tell me what happened." Later that day, the junior executive went in to see his boss, who had been noted, historically, by the way, as being kind of a grouchy fellow. He sat his boss down and he told him that he deeply admired him for being a creative genius. The boss seemed very surprised. The junior executive asked him if he would accept the gift of a blue ribbon and would he give him permission to put it on him. His surprised boss said, "Well, sure." The junior executive took the blue ribbon and placed it right on his boss's jacket above his heart. As he gave him the last extra ribbon, he said, "Would you do me a favor? Would you take this extra ribbon and pass it on by honoring somebody else? The young boy who first gave me this ribbon is doing a project in school, and we want to keep this recognition ceremony going and find out how it affects people." Well, that night the boss came home to his 14-year-old son and sat him down and said, "You know, the most incredible thing happened to me today. I was in my office, and one of the junior executives came in and told me he admired me and gave me a blue ribbon for being a creative genius. Imagine, he thinks I'm a creative genius. Then he put this blue ribbon on me that says, in quotes, 'Who I am makes a difference,' end quote. He gave me an extra ribbon and asked me to find somebody else to honor. And as I was driving home tonight, I started thinking about whom I would honor with this ribbon, and I thought about you, son. I want to honor you. You know, my days are really hectic, and when I come home, I don't pay a lot of attention to you. Sometimes I scream at you for not getting good enough grades in school and for your bedroom being a mess, but somehow tonight I just wanted to sit here and, well, just let you know that you do make a difference to me besides your mother, and you are the most important person in my life. You are a great kid, and I love you." Well, his son started to sob, and he couldn't stop crying. His whole body began to shake. He looked up at his father and he said through his tears, "I was planning on committing suicide tomorrow, Dad, because I didn't think you loved me. Now, I don't need to." Would you all help me to share this story and invite others to be a steward of the dream? Create your ribbons with gold letters that say, "Who I am makes a difference." Do that in honor of this story, in honor of all those we've lost. And what's so important about this story is that if the father had not had that meeting with his son, he would no longer have his son. Very touching story indeed. So kindness goes a long way in this world, so let's be kind to each other. And in the end, I think you can go back in your life, see that you did well, and say, "Imagine that." Back to you, Jay.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, wow. All right. You got me like speechless, and that's not me. I'm never speechless. Wow, Jaylee, that was very touching. It did something to me, and it kind of, I don't know. I'm a father, so it moved me. Holy moly.
Yeah, it kind of hits close to home with us because we never had a father like that, nor did we have teachers like that when we grew up. So I think that it's a great example of what we all need to do, just show a little bit of human kindness.
Right. No, absolutely. Well, Jaylee, that was quite amazing, and I always look forward towards your Imaginat segments or stories. They're very touching, and very moving, and very thoughtful, and very truthful to the fact. So again, from all of us here from Inside Out, thank you for that Imaginat segment. Appreciate it. Where was I? All right, moving on real quick. I wanted to let you know that, you heard the news that this gentleman got released out of Airway Heights, and I wanted to know what your take on that is, because that's in your neck of the woods in a sense. So, do you want to hear about this story?
Yeah, definitely want to touch on this story because this goes to show what we do here at the studio is in the right direction because we've actually exposed these kind of wrongful convictions before, and this is just another proof in the pudding, if you will, that this is happening way too often, and we can no longer trust this broken so-called injustice system.
Yeah, you hit that on the nail. All right, I'm going to pull that story up right now if I can find it. Just bear with me for a second. I know what my system is acting up now on me for some reason. So bear with me. And okay, there we go. So ladies and gentlemen, on your screen, as you guys can see here, we have the story, what you're seeing. This has been produced and edited and all of that from the website called the Spokesman Review. And I don't know if you've heard about this article, Jaylee, or the website's called the Spokesman Review. It's out of Spokane, Washington.
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
Okay, it's a newspaper, I believe, or something along those lines. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys can see here, this is the individual that you see on your screen that got released. This happened August 17th, 2023. It was updated Friday, August 18th, 2023 at 8:01 a.m. So let's go ahead and get into the story right now with this. And you guys can see on your screen, here it is. I have another picture to show you regarding this. There it is. This is the gentleman that got released due to a crime that a crime that they all said he supposedly did, but come to find out he didn't. So there he is. He's released and going home to his family. Completely epic indeed. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the story real quick on this, just to, kind of give you guys a rundown. And if I have to, I will zoom in on this so you guys can see the text real quick. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and read this off and let you know that this happens on a daily basis. All right? This ain't hype. This is real stuff. So, Jaylee, go ahead and listen to this story, and you might be moved.
Okay.
And I do apologize for not pronouncing his name. It's a Mexican name. So I'm going to just say it like this. Evaristo? God, I apologize, guys. I'm not good with names. But I'll highlight it. There you go. This gentleman here you see is a free man. At last, it says. During 26 years of imprisonment. 26 years. So right up there with you, sis. Salas always maintained his innocence in the 1995 slaying of a Sunnyside man. And on sweltering Thursday afternoon, he walked out of Airway Heights Correctional Facility in a gray t-shirt and a pair of black sneakers. Basically, their prison garb. All right. Prison guards waved and wished him good luck as he walked about 50 yards to the visitors' parking lot and into the arms of his older sister, Debbie Salas.
You have 1 minute left.
Oh, crap. Go ahead and call back, sis, if you want.
Okay, you want me to call the studio number or your other number?
Studio number. I'm having issues with the other one, obviously.
Okay, I'll call right back.
All right, thank you.
The caller has hung up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can see, he got put in his sister's arms, and then he hugged his attorney, Laura Shaver, and then he embraced his father, Ruben Evaristo. I do apologize for not pronouncing the names correctly. And let's go ahead and wait for my sister to call in here, and we'll go from there. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen. I'll wait for his call, but you guys, this is awesome news. And again, it just more proof in the pudding that wrongful convictions happen all the time, and why we need to speak on this, keep our voices heard, and bring awareness to this. This shit needs to change so this won't happen. All right, so bear with me 1 second. Welcome back to the show, Jay Lee. Basically, we're at the beginning portion of the story, and I'm going to go ahead and read some more of it if you want to know.
Yeah, go ahead. Definitely interested in this story. It just kind of highlights some of the problems that we're having in our so-called justice system. Yeah,
no, absolutely. And again, it just proves proof in the pudding, sis, and of course, this is for everybody else too as well, that, wrongful convictions and whatnot happen. It's not hype, it's not fake, it's real. And we need to do something with it so this kind of crap doesn't happen again. This is ridiculous. But anyways, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, it says here they never gave up on him. And this is talking, the family and his attorney never gave up on him, which is what we need. We need to have more support like that.
Absolutely.
Moving on. After 3 days of court hearings, Yakima County Prosecutor Joseph Burzik asked that Salas' murder conviction be dismissed as new evidence emerged undermining the case. A judge agreed and exonerated Salas, now 42. And before I go further, Jay Lee, quick question from a legal aspect, because you're knowledgeable in this field. Is there a possibility that he could sue for the time he lost?
I would definitely be an interested attorney if I was licensed to practice to get a hold of him and find out. Right?
Right.
But most importantly, it may have been that there was a silent agreement between him and the authorities that had him released, that maybe he agreed not to sue in order to get him out. And that sometimes happens when the state doesn't want to lose a lot of money.
Right. No, I hear you. No, well, I mean, and again, I don't want you or anybody else to think that I'm just thinking about it from the dollar sign or the money aspect of things, but he definitely deserves it for all this time he lost. That's why I was asking. I mean, he lost all this time, all his life in prison, 20-something years that he won't ever get back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I was licensed to practice law, I would be highly interested in taking on his case, regardless of whatever agreements were going on behind the scenes, because how do you ever get back the loss of 26 years? Right.
Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for your information there, sis. I do appreciate it. Moving on real quick, a jury convicted Salas in 1995 of shooting Jose Araujo twice in the head on a foggy November night. Salas was 15 at the time of the killing. Sounds so familiar. And 16 when he was imprisoned. Sounds really familiar. Wow. Maybe this brings some hope for you. The case hinged on testimony of a paid police informant who has since recanted his testimony. Imagine that. That Salas was bragging.
That should be an Imagine That segment.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Again, there's corruption right there, ladies and gentlemen. I just read this. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this whole entire paragraph. Okay, look at this. This goes to show you the corruption right there. They're admitting it. You can't get any goddamn plain as day right there. Again, the case hinged on testimony of a paid police informant. People will do anything for the good almighty dollar. Wow. Absolutely. Anyways, folks, it says here, moving on, police insist hypnosis was never used. Are you shitting me? They tried the hypnosis thing? Interesting. Anyways, and the girlfriend also said she had not been hypnotized. So, real quick, let me pause this. Sis, what is this crap about? Are they using hypnosis now in investigations?
You know, oftentimes police agencies, if they're at their wit's end and they can't get a lead, sometimes they'll go outside the realm of normal investigative techniques, and they will hire these people who claim to put people under hypnosis to get facts and details that your conscious mind can't remember, basically tapping into the subconscious. But you know, oftentimes those scientific methods are proven to be not so credible, just based on the fact that there's a risk of highly becoming suggestive. Like, you can say something that can trigger someone's mind to think a certain way, and then they start making shit up. So you definitely got to be careful with hypnosis, that's for sure.
Wow. And the reason I'm bringing that up to you, and thank you for that insight, the reason why I'm bringing that up to you is because I didn't know that was even allowed. Just like polygraph tests are not admissible in court. I didn't think that was 100% accurate.
Yeah, they don't tend to be admissible in court because the reliability is not that great. It's more or less along the lines of a chunk of a pie that a prosecutor might use. It's one chunk, but it doesn't mean that that's the only thing that's going to get someone convicted. It could be a tool, essentially, and that's about it.
Wow. I find that very interesting. I'm surprised they don't use that all the time now. Huh. They never used it in my case. Anyways, moving on. After all this time, Salas' first request upon release was to go to McDonald's. So the Salas family, I know, right? Salas family climbed into a Subaru and drove to the nearest restaurant, where he ordered a double quarter pounder with cheese, large fry, and a vanilla milkshake. Sounds kind of good right now. Anyways, at one.
I think you meant Subaru. I think they.
Subaru. My bad. You're right.
You're good.
At one point, he was handed a smartphone to make a call, but he didn't know how to use it. Okay. The family then decided to head back home to Yakima to a new life before one person cracked. Let's get out of here before they change their mind. The Salas murder case was featured in the Wrong Man documentary television series on Stars in 2018. So wow, this went on TV.
Yeah, definitely. You can have your fans look that up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see this again, here it is, folks. Go check that out, look it up, and watch it. And you can get the whole story on that video or that series. Anyways, amid family and his attorneys, Salas remained pleasant. He has a little goatee and wears prison-issued glasses. Okay. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know more or see more or read more of what you're seeing here, I'm not going to go through this whole thing because I really don't have the time. I wanted to get to my other things before I back out of here. And I want Jay Lee, our founder and owner from Inside Out, to update us on what's going on. We got some big things coming down the road, and I want you guys to be aware of it. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, you want to read this whole entire story in its entirety, uncut, unedited, and all that fun jazz, go up to here at the Spokesman Review. I will have their link put in the description of this video here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I'm going to have Jay Lee update us on what's going on for future shows, and we actually have a surprise for all of you that you do not know, and I think Jay Lee either can mention it or I can. But Jay Lee, go ahead and give us an update on what you know, and we'll go from there. Hot seat's yours.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. Definitely exciting times for us here in the studio. We're developing a lot of different methods to make this broadcast and this show actually more streamlined and easier for fans and the viewers to watch or get connected with. And most importantly, we now are calling the podcast from Inside Out Network, and we have established new pages on Twitter, or which is now known as X, and other platforms to let you know it is now from Inside Out Network, because we are networking with other activists like our producer Rita and other organizations to help shed light on these type of human rights abuses going on throughout the entire United States prison and jail system.
Yes.
But beyond this turning into now an independent media network, we are going to be interviewing some really interesting and very quite popular guests here on our Monday shows.
Yeah.
Every single Monday, Jay can kind of give you information on this, but every single Monday now will be our premiere shows, a roundtable discussion with multiple people on the screen discussing topics and getting a lot of people's perspective, and of course taking your questions and answering them during the live shows. So Mondays is definitely going to be very exciting to roll that out.
Yes.
And all thanks go to our new producer Rita for developing that for us.
Yes.
She's definitely been a trooper, and we appreciate her so much. And, of course, we have other updates that I'm going to let Jay share with you, but we're excited here to see how this is changing and moving forward in the right direction. And we are so happy to have everyone listening join us as we travel this journey together. Back to you, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit some things on the nail there about this brand new. And ladies and gentlemen, even though she already spoke on it, I'm going to go ahead and kind of recap a little bit more here. This brand new premiere, my bad. This brand new premiere of our roundtable podcast is coming up this Monday. And we have a pretty big surprise for every single one of you that are, tuned into this show. And I believe, me personally, I believe this is going to be epic, huge, majorly huge. So you don't want to miss the roundtable coming up this Monday. It starts 5 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock Rita's time, and 3 o'clock Jay Lee's time in Washington State. So make sure you check your times so you don't miss it. But again, you should not miss anything going on with my channel if you are subbed and you got the notification bell turned on. That way you will get notified on all your devices that I'm going live or uploading a new video right here on my channel. So you do not want to miss it. And I'll keep you guys all updated on anything and whatnot if anything changes. But let me go to my channel real quick. And again, I want to show you guys something because I believe you guys need to know about this. So here's my channel. All right. But I'm going to show you guys again. If you're subbed, great. Thank you very much for that. But if you want to join, you can join by hitting the join button right there and become a member. And here's the options that you guys have. Once again, the $2.99 level, the $6.99 level, and the $24.99 level. Pick one and be part of extra perks and all of that right here on my channel. It's definitely worth it. You'll get a lot more things on this channel and be able to do a lot more things than you currently can just be a sub. All right, so check that out. I would greatly appreciate it if you do. And then, of course, I want to show you guys our store. Here it is. The link's in my channel. I want you guys to look at our new design, and I'm going to go through that real quick right now. Here's our new t-shirts. Here's the front side of it. And here is the back side. It has our email, whatnot, right there. voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com on the back side of the shirt. That's the front side. Here's the colors. Navy blue. Come on. Navy blue. There you go. Red and maroon. You guys think that is awesome? I got more here I want to show you. Here are my hoodies, or better known as pullovers. Okay, winter's coming. Winter's coming. Here are the colors. Black. Okay. Navy blue. I like this. Purple. I think a lot of you guys are going to like this color. This is purple. And here is also red for the hoodies. Price tag on these are $37.99. Definitely worth it. Again, winter's coming. And then, of course, I got the crew neck sweatshirts. Here it is in the front, the black. Comes in gray. Navy blue too again. Maroon. And for the ladies, pink.
Yay.
So I did that for you, Jaylee. We got pink.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We got pink design. So you guys now can pick and choose what you want and go from there. And I hope you guys will check out the store. The link and everything is in there. And the advertisement, if you will be in this video as a short little intro to this podcast here tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, big things are happening. I want you guys to be part of it, so don't miss it. Jay Lee, do you have anything else you want to add?
All I just want to say is that I feel like I'm dreaming and someone needs to pinch and wake me up.
Right. No, I'm in the same boat, unfortunately. I'm in the same boat, and this doesn't seem real. It's so surreal. Again, I owe you a lot of credit for it because you're the one that made this happen, believe it or not. So, again, all credit goes to you in a sense.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anything else you want to add? Anything else you got coming down the road? I understand that you got a newsletter that you're producing. Tell me about that real quick.
Yeah, here locally at the prison, we've been given recent permission after review of a proposed edition I worked on. We are now starting a newsletter here in the location of where I live, and it's got a lot of positive reviews, and I'm finalizing the first edition now, and hopefully I can get this copied and sent out to you.
Right, and maybe we can do something with, I don't know how that's going to work, but make like massive copies and start sending it out here too as well.
It's possible, definitely possible, but it's definitely one of those things that keeps me super busy and focused on positive things. So I'm really enjoying it, and I think a lot of people will get a lot of positive information out of it as well. Yeah,
well, it's all about mindset, sis. You have to have a mindset so you can be prepared for the outside world.
Yes.
And again, we all are wishing high hopes and positivity on that if something comes up on that. I hope you do get released. I can't stay negative. I'm going to stay positive about it.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're not going to give up hope. We're going to keep fighting on, just like this other gentleman did.
Yeah, if it can happen to him, why can't it happen to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jay, and to all the fans I got to run, it's been really a lovely time again with you, and let's do it again soon.
Absolutely, and thanks for tuning in again, Jay Lee, for another 100th episode from Inside Out. You are appreciated. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jay. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
You too. Have a great night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to sum it up for this 100th episode celebration of our podcast right here in our studios from Inside Out. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put in the chat, or if you want to get a hold of me on a personal note, you can do so right now at our email at voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Once again, our email to contact us is voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Let's hook up, let's talk, let's do something, let's debate. Let's get your voice heard right up here on this podcast. With that said, I'm your host, Jay. I will see you all on the next video. Good night, everybody.